Okay, so I've been down a rabbit hole for the past week, and I genuinely cannot stop thinking about this. Because what happened between February and April of this year? Nobody is covering it properly, and once I walk you through it, I think you're going to feel the same way. So here's the short version. The US and Israel went into this conflict with 4 demands. Regime change in Iran, kill the nuclear program, destroy the ballistic missiles, cut off the Houthis, Hezbollah, Hamas, all of it. 4 goals, 40 days. And at the end of it, 0 out of 4. Every single one failed. And that's not me being dramatic, that's just what the numbers show. Now here's the part that really got me. The reason the strikes didn't work isn't what you'd expect. Iran didn't just get lucky. They literally designed their military so that the US playbook wouldn't work on them. Western strategy is basically cut off the head, the body dies. Find the command center, blow it up, done. Iran looked at that playbook and went, cool, we'll just build 31 separate heads. 31 military districts, each one able to act completely on its own. And here's the wild part. If they lose contact with the top, that silence is automatically treated as a green light to attack. So bombing Tehran doesn't stop anything. It just starts 31 separate fires at once. And that's exactly what happened. The big operation in Isfahan, total disaster. 12 aircraft down in a matter of hours. F-35s, F-15, Chinooks. Over $500 million gone. Just like that. But then, and this is where it gets genuinely crazy, Iran basically said, fine, we don't even need to fight you in the air. We'll fight you in your wallet. The Strait of Hormuz. 20% of the world's oil. 20% of the world's natural gas. Iran didn't even have to sink ships to shut it down. All they had to do was threaten them. Because the moment the threat was credible enough, London insurers pulled coverage for the whole waterway. And without insurance, nobody moves a $300 million tanker. Doesn't matter if the US Navy promises to escort you. The road was open. Nobody used it. Traffic went from over 100 ships a day down to maybe 4 to 12. And then, Iran put up a toll booth. You want to pass? You pay in yuan, no dollars, straight through China's payment system, completely bypassing SWIFT. Even South Korea, one of America's closest allies, sent a special envoy to pay the toll. Not as a political statement, just because they had no other choice. The diplomacy was somehow even messier. Trump set an 8 p.m. deadline for a ceasefire, which, already not a great sign. The Iranian side had specifically asked that 2 of the US negotiators not be in the room. The US sent them anyway. And then the ceasefire document itself, written in Farsi, got translated in a way that left out Lebanon. Iran's version said ceasefire on all fronts, including Lebanon. The US publicly said Lebanon wasn't included. Israel immediately resumed bombing Beirut. 6 maternity hospitals struck. Whether that was a deliberate loophole or just diplomatic incompetence is honestly still being debated. Probably both. Meanwhile, back in Iran, the people who had just survived 40 days of airstrikes found out about the Lebanon clause and lost it. Mass protests. The chant on the street was basically, leaving Lebanon out of the deal is treason. The military, which had actually fought the war, had all the credibility. The diplomats who signed the deal had almost none. So what does all of this actually mean? Here's how I'd summarize it. The US came in with the most powerful military in history, and Iran said, okay, but what if we just don't fight you the way you trained to win? What if we go after your insurance markets, your energy supply chains, your treasury bonds, your alliances? France started pulling its gold out of US custody. Japan started dumping US treasuries. NATO is visibly cracking. South Korea and Japan are quietly asking whether the US security umbrella is actually reliable anymore. The aircraft carrier, the symbol of American power for 80 years, can't come within 1,000 miles of the Iranian coast without being in range of drone swarms and hypersonic missiles. That's not a theory anymore. It happened. And here's the thing that keeps me up at night about all of this. The playbook worked. It was tested against the most powerful military alliance in the world, and it worked. So the question isn't if someone tries this again. It's where, by who, and how soon. The South China Sea is the next thing to watch. Seriously, keep your eye on it. If this was useful, subscribe. There's a lot more of this story still unfolding, and I'll be breaking it down as it does.